Hello, welcome to Christel Wellness Yoga. I am Christel and this is Harry. This is this lovely dog. I'm dog sitting at the moment in Windsor in the UK. So today the class will be all about our core, the central part of our body. So when we think about core, most people think about abdominal muscles, but it's not just this. The core of our body includes as well the lower back, the hips, the pelvis, and there are about 35 different group muscles in that part of the body. So it's very important that we exercise them because this allows them to work in harmony together. And also just for general health, it helps with posture and prevents a lot of back injury. So hence this class is fully dedicated to working on our core part of the body, that central part of it. So when you're ready, grab your mat and join me on the mat. So let's start in a comfortable seated position. Arrive on your mat. Let go of your day. Let go of your stresses and your worries. And then let's start by 5 long deep breaths. So breathing in through the nose, into the belly. And then breathe out through the mouth. And again breathe in and out. And again breathe in and out. 2 more times. Breathe in and out. Last one. Breathe in and out. You can open your eyes if you had your eyes closed, and we're going to start straight into tabletop. So make sure the shoulders are above the wrist and the hips above the knees. And as you breathe in, come into cow, so tilt the tailbones toward the ceiling, bring the belly closer to the mat, look up. As you breathe out, tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, bring your chin to the chest. Again, breathe in, cow, and cat. And again, and out. Come back into neutral, looking between both hands. Now push the right hand and the left knee as hard as you can. And once you're very stable and only then, extend the left arm and the right leg up. So your right toes are pointing down. Your left arm is in line with the shoulders. And just breathe. Let's take one more long deep breath. And then release. Same on the other side. So this time push the left hand and the right knee against the mat. And when you're ready and very stable and only then, extend the left leg and the right arm. And your hunting dog position. So make sure the right arm is in line with the right shoulder. Your left toes are pointing down. Keep pushing with the left hand. And already feel your core being engaged. One more long deep breath. And then release. Pushing with both hands now against the mat. Make sure the fingers are spread apart. Top of the feet flat on the mat. Gently lift the knees off the mat, hover the knees. So just keep looking between both hands. Breathe. Let's take one more long deep breath. And release the knees on the mat. So this time, come on your forearms. So the elbows underneath the shoulders, palm of the hands down. This is Matti, by the way, sitting next to me. And again, pushing with the feet, hover the knees off the mat. Make sure the hands and fingers are spread apart, pushing hard with the forearms. Feel your core engaged. Let's take one more long deep breath. And release the knees on the mat. So we're going to lower down all the way onto the belly this time. So I'm just moving my block. Rest the forehead on the mat. Lift the hands off the mat. On your next in-breath, lift the head and chest off the mat to come into mini cobra. And then release all the way down. And again, breathe in, lift up, release down. One more time, breathe in, lift, release all the way down. Place the forearm on the mat with the elbows underneath the shoulders to come into your Sphinx pose. So just look forward, pushing with the forearm against the mat, push the pubic bone against the mat. Bring the shoulder blades closer together. And then release all the way down. You can use a block if you want to and place it between both hands. Extend the arms in front of you. On your next in-breath, lift the head, chest, and the arms off the mat, holding your block. If you don't have a block, it doesn't matter. Just keep the hands parallel to each other. Imagine you're holding a block. Take some nice deep breaths. And release all the way down. On your next in-breath, lift both legs off the mat. Make sure the thighs come off the mat. Keep the forehead, the arms on the floor. And release the legs. On your next in-breath, lift the head, chest, arms off the mat. Hold the blocks if you want. And then lift the legs off the mat to come into your full locust pose. And breathe. Let's take one more long deep breath. And release everything on the mat. Bring the arms back on the mat, coming on your forearms. Tuck your toes under, lift the hips off the mat to come into a low plank. So you can either stay in this position, or if you want, you can make it a little bit more challenging by dropping your left hips over to the left. Come back for center, and now drop the hips over to the right, come back for center. We're going to do 2 more times on either side. Come back for center. Now walk the feet closer to the front of the mat to come into your dolphin pose. So keep pushing with the forearm against the mat. You can look between your feet or looking straight at the mat. Let's do one more long deep breath. And then walk the feet back. Come back into your low plank. Drop the knees. And again, pushing with the hands. This time, lift into your full cobra. So the elbows stay bent and the belly comes off the mat. Release all the way down. Place the hands underneath the shoulder. Push back onto all four. Well done. So let's come and sit on the heels. Drop the hips onto one side, swivel the feet forward. Keeping the knees bent, gently roll the way onto your back. Keeping your knees bent, bring your shin parallel to the floor. Make sure the knees are above the hips. Bring the hands behind your head, interlace the fingers. On your next in-breath, lift the head and chest off the mat. Bring the right elbow towards the left knee. And then bring the left elbow towards the right knee. And we're just swapping from side to side. Remember to breathe. And just move at your own rhythm. Let's do one more on either side. And then release all the way down, giving yourself a little rest. On your next in-breath, lift the head and chest off the mat. And this time I'm going to bring the right elbow to touch the left knee and extend the right leg at the same time. And again, swapping from side to side. Remember to breathe. Let's do one more on either side. And then release the feet on the mat. You can also release the hands. This time extend the legs toward the ceiling. So you can either stay on the mat and lower one leg down at a time with your breath. Or if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can lift the head, chest, and bring the arms parallel to the floor. And again, lower one leg down at a time. So remember, move with your breath. Let's do one more on either side. And then release the head on the mat. Now extend the arms towards your feet. And crunching your core, you're going to try to reach towards the feet, lifting the head and chest off the mat or the upper back, and then release that. So we're just doing some mini crunches, trying to reach our toes. Really focus in that space. Use your core to lift yourself up. Let's do two more. And then release. You can bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a little rest. And then again, bring the shin parallel to the floor. Lift the head and chest off the mat. Bring the arms parallel to the floor. And then on your next in-breath, extend the right leg and the left arm up or behind your head. And then bring them back up, and then we swap side. So this is like hunting dog pose, but on your back. One more on either side. And then release the neck, bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a little break. So again, keeping the knees bent, this time bring the right leg on top of the left leg, and if you can, hook the right foot over the left shin or behind the left shin to come into your eagle legs. And we're going to do the same with the arms. Left arm above the right arm, bending the elbows, bring the palms to face each other. Move the elbow shoulder height, move the hands away from the face. On your next in-breath, bring the elbows and knees to touch and lifting the head off the mat at the same time, and then lower down. And again, lift, bring the knees and elbows to touch, release down. And again, let's do 2 more times. And now we're going to swap side. So uncross the legs and cross the arms. So this time place the left leg on top of the right leg, coming into your eagle legs. Extend the arms toward the ceiling, bring the right arm above the left arm. Bend the elbows, bring the palms to face each other. Lift the elbows shoulder height, move the hands away from the face as if you were doing eagle pose. And then on your next in-breath, lift the head, bring the elbows to touch the knees, and then lower down. And again, knees to elbow, lower down. Knees to elbow, lower down. 2 more times. Well done, and release. Again, extend the legs towards the ceiling. Bring the arms alongside the body, palms facing down. And then using your legs, you're going to gently lift your lower back, your hips off the mat, and then lower down. This is just gentle lift legs. Leg lift, sorry. You don't have to go very high. Let's do 2 more. Well done. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rest. You can even sway from side to side. Place the hands behind the knees and then rock up into seated. Cross your legs. Come back into your tabletop. So move the hands forward. Tuck the toes under. Lift the sit bones. Come into your downward dog. So the feet stay hip distance apart. Make sure the hands are in line with the wrist. On your next in-breath, lift the heels off the mat. Roll forward into plank. The shoulders are above the wrist. And then push back into downward dog. Again, lift the heels, roll forward into plank. And push back into downward dog. Lift the heels, roll forward into plank. Push back in downward dog. 2 more times. Roll forward. Push back. 1 last time. And back into downward dog. Well done. Hello. And now roll forward into plank again. Place the left hand underneath the nose. Roll into your side plank. And extend the right arm up. So keep the hips lifted. Keep pushing with the left hand. If you want, you can look at the right hand or look to the side. Release the right hand back on the mat. Push back in downward dog. Lift the heels. Roll forward into plank again. This time place the right hand underneath your nose. Roll onto the right side. Extend the left arm up. One more long deep breath. Release the left hand on the mat and then push back into your downward dog. Well done. Now bring the feet together, big toes touching. Lift the right leg up to come into your three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, roll forward and bring the right knee towards the right elbow and then the left elbow and then extend the right leg back. Bend the right knee again, roll forward, step the right foot by the right hand. Keeping the left leg the back leg bend. Shift your weight onto the back leg, roll into a high lunge. Extend the arms towards the ceiling. Open into your warrior 2 to the left. Bring the hands behind your back, interlace the finger, fall forward into your humble warrior. So really it's important that you use your core to keep yourself lifted. If this is too much, you can rest the right shoulder on top of the right knee. Release the hands on the mat, step the right foot all the way back. Let's do a vinyasa. So roll forward into chaturanga, push the hands left into upward dog, and then come back into downward dog. Again, bring the feet together, big toes touching, lift the left leg up. Roll forward into plank, keeping the left knee bent. Bring the left knee towards the left elbow, and then the right elbow, and then push back into three-legged dog. Bend the left knee again, roll forward, step the left foot by the left hand as gently as you can. Keeping the right knee bent, shift your weight onto the back leg, roll up into high lunge, extend the arm. Open into your warrior 2 to the right. Bring the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, fall forward into your humble warrior. Remember, if this is too tiring, you can rest the left shoulder on top of the left knee, otherwise use your core. And now release the hands on the mat, step the left foot all the way back into your plank. Let's do a vinyasa. And we meet back in downward dog. Well done. And now from your downward dog, I'd like you to step the right foot just behind your right hand, just a few inches behind, and then turn all your toes to face the long side of your mat. You can move the left hand toward the center of your mat and lift the right arm above your head. If you want, you can either stay like that or make it a little bit more challenging by lowering the hips towards the mat and bring the right hand towards the right leg, and then again lift up. Lower down, lift up, lower down, and we lift up again. Bring the right hand back on the mat, stepping the right foot back into your plank. We're going to do a little vinyasa for good measure, and we meet back in downward dog. So same on the other side. So this time step the left foot just a few inches behind the left hand, and then bring all the toes to face the long side of your mat. Move the right hand towards the center of your mat. Bring the left arm above your head. And then you can either stay in this position or lower the hip towards the mat and bring the left hand towards your back leg. And again lift up, lower, lift, and again down and back up. Bring the left hand on the mat, both hands are on the mat. Extend the left leg back into your plank. One last vinyasa. And we meet back in downward dog. Great job. That was a quite something. Drop the knees on the mat. And then come and sit on your heels. Come into a child's pose. Much deserved rest. Then place the hands underneath the shoulder, push with both hands, lift the head and chest off the mat. Drop the hips onto one side, swivel the feet forward. So keep the feet hip distance apart, knees bent, hands behind you with the fingers pointing forward. On your next in-breath, lift the hips, come into your reverse tabletop. So you can look at the ceiling, otherwise look forward if it's more comfortable for your neck. Keep pushing with the feet and the hands. Keep lifting those hips. And now if you want, take it a little bit deeper. You can extend both legs on the mat to come into reverse plank. And breathe. Let's do one more long deep breath. And then release your sit bones towards the mat. Great job. You can remove the flesh out of the way. Take a nice deep breath in, extend the arms toward your ceiling, and then fall forward over the legs, coming into a passive fold. You can relax the legs, release any tension in the body. Starting to prepare for your final relaxation. On your next in-breath, push with the hands against the mat. Lift the chest off the mat. And again, bend the knees. Extend the arms in front of you, and we're just going to roll back onto the mat, but to a count of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then come into your final relaxation, Shavasana, much deserved. So let the feet drop to the side, tuck the shoulder blades underneath, palms facing up. Allow your body to integrate this practice. Let your body reap the benefits. It was a challenging practice, so well done for doing it. You can completely relax now. So I recommend you stay in Shavasana for a minimum of 5 minutes. And when you're ready, just bend the knees, roll onto one side, use your arms to come back into seated. Find your comfortable seated position. Bring your hands in Namaste. So thank yourself for practicing today, for working on your well-being. And for me, I want to thank you very much for practicing with me. Please leave me your comments and feedback in the boxes below. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again very soon. Namaste. Thank you very much.